Good morning, children. Children, let's see unit number 2. From that, today we are going to see lesson number 2.6 Chasing the Sea Monster. This chapter is adapted from 20,000 League Under the Sea by Jules Verne. Jules Verne was a French writer. He is known as the father of science fiction. He wrote about rockets, space travel, and submarine when such things were unknown. In this passage from his novel 20,000 League Under the Sea, he describes how people on a ship think of the submarine as an animal and try to chase and hunt it. It's a funny incident. Actually, in those days, people were unknown about the submarine. They thought it is as a monster. The narrator of this story is Professor Aronnax. So children, now we will turn towards our topic. Let's see on page number 43. Our frigate wanted to go back, but the unearthly animal came at us with a speed double our own. Now here they wanted to go back. They are in the frigate. Frigate means a small speedy ship used in a battle. Unearthly means a strange animal which is coming towards them. He gasped more stern than afraid. He suddenly quick breathed, and that was unknown. That animal was unknown for them, and so all of they afraid. We stood mute and motionless. The animal caught up with us, played with us. It made a full circle around the frigate and wrapped us in sheet of electricity that were like luminous dust. Luminous dust means bright, full of dust. At any instant, it could have dashed against our ship. Meanwhile, I was surprised to see that our warship was fleeing, not fighting. Fleeing means what? Running away because of fear. I commented on this to Commander Frigate. His face, ordinarily so emotionless, showed great astonishment, means surprised. He was very surprised. Professor Aronnax, he answered me, I don't know what kind of fearsome creature I'm up against, and I don't want my frigate running foolish risk in all this darkness. It means this incident is happen at night. Besides, how should we attack this unknown creature? How should we defend ourselves against it? Let us wait for daylight, and then we will play a different role. The whole crew played on their feet all night long. Whole crew means the people who are working on the ship, and because of that fearness, all of they stood full night. They stood on their feet. No one even thought of sleeping. Unable to compete with monster speed, our frigate, the Abraham Lincoln, slowed down. Name of the ship is Abraham Lincoln. For its part, the animal mimicked the frigate, simply rode with the waves, but did not leave the field of battle. However, near midnight it disappeared, or to use a more appropriate expressions, it went out like a huge glowworm. Glowworm means a kind of beetle that gives out light. So now students, we will see on page number 43, margin questions are given over here. So we will discuss about it. Let's see now. The first question is given, what is the name of narrator? So the name of narrator is Professor Aronnax. What is the name of the ship? The name of the ship is Abraham Lincoln. And third question is, and what time is this event taking place? So this event is taking place at night. Had it fled from us? We did not know, and were filled with fear and hope at the same time. But at 12:53, a deafening hiss could be heard, resembling the sound made by water spout expelled with tremendous intensity. Expel means force out, means the sound of water. It is force out tremendous intensity, means a great power, in a great strength. By then Commander Frigate Ned Land and I were on the afterdeck, peering eagerly into the darkness. Afterdeck means the open deck near the backside of that deck. Tell me, Ned Land, isn't that the noise cetaceans make when they spurt water from their blowhole? Now they are thinking that the noise of cetacean means a marine animal like a whale. They are thinking a big animal may be there, and they are having a doubt that the animal is making such type of big sound. The very noise, sir, but this one's way louder, so there can be no mistake. There's definitely a well lurking in our waters. So now they are thinking definitely there is a well, and which is lurking. Lurking means hiding itself. That well is hiding itself in our water, and the sound is coming from that water. The sound of well. Near 2 o'clock in the morning, the core of light reappeared, 5 miles away from the Abraham Lincoln. We stayed on the alert until daylight, getting ready for action. Welling gear was set up along the railing. Our chief officer loaded the blunderbuss. Blunderbuss means a gun which is used in shooting, which can launch harpoons as far as mile. Harpoon, a long sharpened weapon. Long duck guns with exploding bullet that can would and kill even the most powerful animals. Now that commander, he is thinking that he should load that gun and he should kill that animal, that monster. But they are not getting the order till they are waiting for that proper order. Ned Land was content to sharpen his harpoon, a dreadful weapon, in his hands. At 6 o'clock day began to break, and with a dawn's early light, the animal's electric glow disappeared. At 7 o'clock, a very dense morning mist spread around us. Our best spy glasses means a small glasses which are used by sailors, were unable to prize it. The outcome disappointed and anger. At 8 o'clock, the mist rolled away, and the horizon grew wider and clearer. Suddenly, Ned Land's voice could be heard. There's the thing in question, Aston to port. The harpoon shouted. Every eye looked towards the point indicated. There, a mile and a half from the frigate, a long blackish body emerged a meter above the waves. Quivering violently, its tail was creating a considerable current. Now see in the margin that gaze and write the meaning of. So first word is Aston to port. Use the picture on page number 48. Its picture is shown on page number 48. You can see it. So Aston to port means what? To the back and left side when you are facing the front of the ship. Second word is blunderbuss. Blunderbuss means a short gun that have a barrel which is large at the end, which is used in shooting. Next word is duck guns. Duck guns means the guns with exploding bullets that can kill even the most powerful animals. And harpoon. Harpoon means a long sharp weapon attached to a long rope and thrown by hand or shot from a gun. Means everything whatever is given, that is the type of weapon which is used in war. The crew were waiting impatiently for orders from their leader. The latter, after carefully observing the animal, ordered the engineer to sail full stream towards the animal. Now the crew means that people, those who are working on the ship, and they were waiting impatiently. So why they were waiting impatiently? Because they were thinking when we will get the order, immediately we will kill that monster, and for that they are just waiting. Curiously they are waiting for that order. 3 cheers greeted this order. The hours of battle had sounded. A few moments, now they got a order, and so they greeted 3 cheers. A few moments later, the Abraham Lincoln headed straight for the animal. Unconcerned, the latter let us come nearer. It got up a little speed and kept its distance. This chase dragged on for about 3/4 of an hour without the frigate getting any closer to the sea animal. At this rate, it was obvious that he would never catch up with it. The Abraham Lincoln gathered speed, but so did the animal. This went on for the next hour. The Abraham Lincoln was now speeding so much that its mast trembled down to their blocks. What a chase! No, I can't describe the excitement that shook my very being. Ned Land stayed at this post, harpoon in hand. Several times the animal let us approach. Then just as the harpoon was about to strike, the citizen would step off swiftly. Commander Fragant then decided to use more direct methods. Bah, he said. So that animal is faster than the Abraham Lincoln. All right, mate man the gun in the bow. Mate means that assistant. He told to his assistant. Our forecast cannon was immediately loaded and leveled. The cannoneer fired a shot, but his shell passed some feet above the cetacean, which stayed half a mile off. Over to somebody with better aim, the commander shouted. Now see what he shouted. And said, $500 to the man who can freeze that infernal beast. Means that terrible animal. The person who will kill that animal or caught that animal, the person will get $500. Children, now see in the margin, the question is given, guess the meaning of. So first word is given over here, that is the cannoneer. So what is the cannoneer? Cannoneer means the person who fires the cannon. And second word is given, harpooner. So harpooner means the person who throws the harpoon. Calm of eye, cool of feature, an old grey beard, gunner, I can see him to this day, approached the cannon, put it in position and took aim for a good while. There was a mighty explosion mingled with cheers from the crew. The shell reached its target. It hit the animals but bounced off its rounded surface and vanished into the sea 2 miles out. Oh, Dad, said the old gunner in his anger. That monster must be covered with 6-inch armor plate. The hunt was on again. Hour after hour went by without the animal showing the least sign of weariness. However, it must be said that we too struggled on tirelessly. At 10:50 in the evening, the electric light reappeared 3 miles away from the frigate, just as clear and intense as the night before. The monster seemed motionless. Was it asleep perhaps, weary from its workday, just riding with the waves? This was our chance, and Commander Fragant decided to take full advantage of it. He gave his order. Now they were thinking that that monster, maybe it is now slept, and they thought that now they will attack on the monster and kill it. The frigate approached without making a sound, stopped to cable length from the animal. A profound silence reigned over the deck. We were not 100 feet from the blazing core of light, whose glow grew stronger and dazzled the eyes. Just then, leaning over the forecastle railing, I saw Ned Land below me, brandishing his dreadful harpoon. Barely 20 feet separated him from the motionless animal. All at once his arm shot forward and the harpoon was launched. I heard the weapon make a ringing sound as if it had hit some hard substance. The electric light suddenly went out, and 2 enormous waterspouts crashed onto the decks of the frigate, racing like a torrent from one end of the ship to the other, toppling crewmen, breaking spare mast, and yardsmen from their lashing. The hideous collision occurred and thrown over the rail with no time to catch hold of it. I was hurled into the sea. So like this way, at the end, that submarine crashed onto the decks of the frigate and racing like a torrent from one end of the ship to the other, then toppling crewmen, breaking spare mast, and yardsmen from their lashing. But at the end, that those who were on that frigate, they understood that was not any kind of monster, but it was the submarine. And in those days, the people were not knowing about the submarine, so they thought that it is the monster, and because of that only they were searching, they were going behind that monster, but actually it was submarine. So children, I hope that you like this story. Now I will turn towards the English workshop. Let's see on page number 47. See the first question from the passage. Find all the words and phrases used to describe the monster. So now here you have to write down the words which are used to describe monster. So words like unearthly animal, then fearsome creature, unknown creature, then citizen, a whale, after that long, blackish. All these words are used to describe monsters. So you have to note down that words. Question number 2. From group of 4, find all the reference to time given in the passage. Then make a chart to show the events described in the passage along with the time when they occur. For example, all night long, the crew stayed on their feet. Means now here you have to show the timing and the at that time which was the event, what happened at that time. You have to write down that. So here one example is given over. Now next one, that is the near midnight, the monster disappeared. Then after that at 12:53. So you have to now find out from the textbook what happened at 12:53. After that, whatever the time is given over, you have to write down the time and even mention that event. Children, let's see the third question. How long does the whole event described in this passage take? Work it out by reading the passage. If you will read the whole lesson, you will get idea that the event takes place till 25 to 26 hours. For that you have to read lesson, means you will get idea. Children, now turn the page, see on page number 48. Question number 4. Observe the picture and the label carefully, then match the words and the meaning given in the following table. So you have to observe this picture, you have to draw this picture in your classwork notebook. Now we will see words and the meaning. So we will match it. So first word, that is yard. Yard means a pole slung across the ship's mast. A sail hang from a yard. Second one is mast. Mast means tall, upright pole on a ship. Bow, the part which is always at the front while the ship is sailing. Next one, that is desk, a floor flat area built on a ship. Then forecastle, the forward part of the desk. Then starboard, the right hand side of a ship as one force forward. Stern, the rearmost back part of the ship. After deck, an open deck near the back. 4. The forward part of the main body of a ship. Now whatever I told you, you have to write down in your copy. See the next question, question number 5. From the group of 4-5, read the following sentences aloud using your imagination, and with the help of group discussion, write other situation in which the sentence can be used. Now here 4 sentences are given. So you have to use these sentences in your imagination situation and write down that situation. Next question, find the different unit of measurement mentioned in the passage and get more information about them from the internet. So you have to find out the unit measurement mentioned in the passage, means which unit is used or given in the passage, and you have to write down information about that unit. You have to search that information from internet. Next question, number 7, language study, transitive and intransitive verbs. We can classify verbs into 2 types, transitive and intransitive. Some verbs need an object or objects. When a verb has an object, it is a transitive verb. For example, the boy kicked the football. Now here the boy is subject, kicked is verb, and the object is football. So here object is given, and so this is the transitive verb. Here the verb kick has the football as its object. Give, cook, buy are transitive verbs. Some verbs do not need any object. When a verb does not have an object, it is an intransitive verb. For example, we laughed loudly. The verb laugh is in this sentence does not have an object. Laugh, walk, cry are intransitive verb. So children, for better understanding, that last time I sent you one link of kinds of verbs. So if you will observe that link again carefully, then you will get idea how to identify transitive and intransitive verb. So for better understanding, you have to see that link again. So children, whatever we discussed about English workshop, everything you have to write down properly in your classwork notebook. And language study, that grammar topic, you have to write down in your grammar notebook. Thank you so much. Bye bye.